Happy Wednesday, boys and girls. My name is Jeffery Mitchell, and it's gray. It's June gloomy in California, as they call it. It's not cold, but it's not that warmth that I'm used to living in this place. And before I start sounding like I'm complaining about it, parts of me feel like this is a welcome relief from the sunshine. There was a time I got off the airplane coming from Ohio and hit the LA sunshine, and it was irritating. Blue sky, sunshine, warm, every day. After having just left Ohio, thunderstorms, then bright skies, then clouds. I think we even had snow one time. You know, we just get weather. But anyway, happy Wednesday. I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, though part of the reason I cut this on was because I was thinking my life is so good, I got nothing to complain about, so therefore I got nothing to say. A lot of the political things and social things that irk and bug me are being addressed by people who, with a bigger platform than me. I'm not the only one, you know, railing against this or that. You know, the left and cancel culture and social justice. And every time you turn on the TV, you see black people. And let me just say something about that too. Every time I turn on TV, I see black people. And I'm not sure I agree with the portrayal of these black people. They all seem to be modern dressed, sharp, hip-hoppy, you know, overly fancy clothing, you know, just more eccentric types of black people with like gobs of flavor. I mean, like too much flavor. What happened to like normal black people? People with degrees who wear suits, shirts, and ties. What about the church-going black people? Black people love Jesus more than anybody. Most, if you ask a black person, 9 out of 10 of them are going to say they love Jesus, whether they do or not. And they church-going, church-fearing, they'll claim. But those aren't the ones we see on TV. We're seeing like a young, and I get it, I'm not the target demographic. I get it. I'm not the target demographic. Trying to appeal to a younger audience and a younger age range that not only may have the money to purchase products, but also has influence on parents to purchase a form and just the whole thing. You know, so I'm definitely not the target audience. And I'm probably way conservative anyway. Even if I was the target audience, I'm probably still way conservative. But I'm seeing that a lot of these ideas that I have are being addressed by people with bigger platforms than me. And I started thinking, well, maybe it might be the algorithms. It might be that I'm in a bubble because my YouTube is just feeding me good stuff. I mean, good stuff. You know, it's not, if I'm in a bubble, it's one hell of a bubble because I'm getting some good stuff from the things people I subscribe to and the suggested videos. I mean, everything from physics to ribosomes to, I mean, Lex Friedman and just, I mean, high level to science and AI and, people talk about AI and criticisms and pros and cons of just everything. I mean, just quality programming. And maybe I'm in a bubble. And just because that bubble's really, really good, I may still be in a bubble. Because I will say this, I do wish I could see more podcasts or get more information from the left. It seems like every time I hear the left talk, I hear them talk in emotion. We should do this, we need to help that. This person's downtrodden. And it seems to me, and I know it can't be true. I mean, it almost can't be true. When I listen to the right, they talk in numbers and more concrete, almost empirical, I think is the word, evidence or empirical arguments, not based on emotion or we need to help this or this has been bad or these people have been to this, using words like good, bad, right, wrong. They don't use that too much. It seems like more of a more scientific or more mathematical arguments. But I could be wrong about that. But I wish I could see a left wing or a podcast or something come from the left that explains what they want to do, what they want to implement, be it socialism or Marxism. But you don't know. I mean, you have no idea, you know what I mean? So I'm like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to figure out where is the left arguments? Where are the good left arguments? I don't know. I wish I could see him. I subscribed to one guy, but it's just, I couldn't take him. I was looking for Joey Bayar, whoever their names are, to, just try to find where they are so I can get some input from them. I think I found a black girl on the left, Amal, I think her name was. One of them, she was Bernie Sanders' press secretary or something like that. I'm not sure. But she tries to come from the left and she presents her arguments and they just don't resonate with me. They're more an emotional appeal that we should do this because of that. We should do that because of this. And I mean, I don't get it, but it's probably me. It's probably me and my programming. And I'm in a bubble and maybe I'm not looking for it. Maybe I'm predisposed not to hear it or not to see it. You never know. You never know. But that's not really a rant. That's just an observation. Because I was thinking too that I'm 61 years old. With age and experience comes wisdom. And it's pretty much to the point now that I've got things figured out and worked out to the point that I don't have to do hardly anything I don't want to do anymore, pretty much. And I was thinking, what led me to this was today's Wednesday. It's overcast. Wednesday is hump day. Wednesday seems to be the day where I usually call off, so I just don't want to do it. I'm also realizing that if I lay in the bed, the I don't want to get up feeling intensifies. So I might do better to just jump up like I used to and get the day going. If I lay there and start wallowing in it, it's hard to get up. But Wednesday has always been hard. I can see why they call it hump day. And what led me to that, what brought me to that was because I was like, oh, it's Wednesday, hump day. I don't feel like doing it today, but you got to, man, just do it. You had days off. You got to start doing it. And I know, and once I got out of bed and got going, things started to fall in place. I feel better. And I'll think of things to motivate me, to keep me going during the day, doing work, be it side projects or this or that. I'll figure something out. But as you get older, you start to realize that I started to realize that I'm got things figured out to the point to where I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. And that makes life kind of easy. Maybe too easy, whatever that means. I can alleviate a lot of life's challenges. So, and that may make for a softer, complacent, less battle-ready individual. So that when something does come up, I'm not as strong or not as strong or capable as I used to be. Like back in 2008, 2009 when I was unemployed and I was out there banging on them every day. Well, I was going through it every day. When I woke up in the morning with one major goal, major goal, get a job. Where you gonna get evicted? Get a job, you're gonna get evicted. Where you gonna live at? You know, that was hanging over my head. You know, that's back when we was getting unemployment. There was a recession or something, and I filed for unemployment, and I got it at the max. I got locked in at the max. So every time they kept extending unemployment benefits, I was getting extended at the max to get. And then they raised it, they even bumped it a few dollars. So I was doing okay. I was doing okay during the economic recession. I think that was 2008, 2009 or something like that. But I was still in the hustle. You know, I still woke up with something heavy on my mind. I gotta get a job. Now, I've been working, I think coming up on 9 years. Best job I ever had. Making more money than I ever had. I got stability, to the point it may be, I got stability to the point where it may be a detriment to complacency. So, and that's when and am I complaining about the fact that I got things worked out? Am I complaining about, you know, that my life is easy and good and I'm happy? It may sound that way, and it actually may be that I am. But I think that as far as being human, that's what it's easier to focus on these things. It's easier to focus on the negative things, the things that just jump out at you. The things that are threats or things you worry about are much easier to recognize. Because when you watch the news, they don't tell you the good things on the news. You watch the news, you only hear about the bad things. They're not gonna tell you about the good things. You ain't gonna say, oh yeah, so-and-so bus made it on time. So-and-so kids got picked up. Okay. Oh, there was no traffic accidents today. You're not gonna hear that. You're gonna hear, you know, the bad stuff. Who got shot? And you ain't gonna hear that, oh, there was no shootings today. You're gonna hear who got shot. And they may even go and have an emphasis to find who got shot, to seek it out. But, and then when we watch the news, that's what we're conditioned to want. We're looking for that. We want to know what we need to know to be safe. So, that's probably why I am probably sounding like I'm complaining that my life may or may not be so good and that I got things worked out. And the reason I say I believe I got things worked out the way life goes is because I pretty much got whatever I want. I pretty much have everything I want. Definitely have everything I need. Yeah, I believe I can get anything I want. How much effort it take is the question. How much I'm winded, and that's good. I'm winded. I can feel it. That means I was walking hard and talking. I feel my maybe stomach digesting some food, but my stomach is going through some stuff. But anyway, just wanted to throw that on there and talk some and get it out. On this gloomy Wednesday, which, you know, it's not so bad. No, it's really not. I'm in California, for crying out loud. I'm living in California. Got a decent apartment in the valley. I mean, what else is there, you know? Can I live in a better place? Sure I could. I might be spending too much money though. I might be spending too much money. I gotta see why that is. I'm gonna have to take a closer look at my finances. How much I spend versus how much I'm bringing in. So my bank account is down to $91. But that may be with all my bills paid. And it could be, and I get paid Friday, the day after tomorrow, I'm coming to think about it. And it might, all my bills might be paid already. And so that means that check on the, what's the day, 7, 14, 7, 10, 14. You might get 2 or 3 checks this month. And they all would just stay in the account. So, you know, I gotta look at that and just be aware. My credit score, one of the credit reports I got, one of my credit score monitors said my credit was 800. My credit usually stays around 775, 780. So I can get a loan for whatever I want. My income is good. Like I said, I can pretty much get to do whatever I want. I mean, that's simplistic. That's simplistically put, but it's not because of the money. I don't think, well, the financial resource definitely has something to do with it, my job and stuff. But it's more the capability, my understanding of how things work, my understanding of how to get, who to talk to, how to talk to them, you know, what agency, how to connect to that agency, who to get a contractor, how to get a contractor, how to get a lawyer, you know, how to use the internet to get information. And I enjoy doing all that. So, life is just, you know, life is good. Kind of wish I was, no I don't. I was gonna say I kind of wish I was upset about something to talk about, but I don't. I really don't. And I like the fact that I want to go on a positive tip. I registered jefferyism.com. I should have got jefferyism.org. It was a little bit more pricey, but I should have. But you know, it doesn't matter. In the big scheme of things, content and the intent of the website and the idea is what's really gonna push it through. And the premise, and I was just gonna look it up because I heard Sam Harris and Jordan Peterson debating, and the idea of universal truth came up, And I believe Sam Harris said, I think they both agreed that there is a universal truth. So I may need to Google and see what the general idea, the general definition, what the general definition of that, of universal truth is, to make sure that I'm understanding it the way the mainstream does. So that's one thing, because the main premise of, like, one of the first things in Jefferyism, one of the first tenets of Jefferyism is there is no universal truth. But one thing they did say yesterday in that debate, Jordan Peterson and Sam Harris, is that we may not be able to know reality. Consciousness is maybe all we know. The only thing that we know is what comes in through our five senses and is buffered by consciousness. Our predisposed ideas, subconscious triggers, everything, every idea, every perception has to go through a filter of each individual. Each individual has a filter, a processor. They process what they see. Two people are going to look at the exact same thing and come up with 4 different answers about what it is. So when you start talking about what is reality, I believe reality is subjective, and that there can be no universal truth. And almost to the fact there can be no universal reality. So that's just like, that was like the basic tenet of Jefferyism. And even though it's called Jefferyism, it's more about the individual's responsibility and power to determine what is, what's good, what's bad, what's right, and what's wrong. There's no universal truth. Anyhow, my name is Jeffery Scott Mitchell. Swinging on y'all 2 times. For me, for the funk. And for every elementary particle that has ever existed in this or in any universe that ever was, is, or will be. The totality of it all. A theory of universe. A hypothesis of all is one. My name is Jeffery.